Faith, now taking center stage in Washington, Senate Chaplain Barry Black grabbing national attention and some criticism for using his morning prayers to scold lawmakers over the government shutdown. Take a listen.
Save us from the madness. Remove from them that stubborn pride which imagines itself to be above and beyond criticism. Forgive them for the blunders they have committed. It's time for our lawmakers to say enough is enough.
Joining me now, Father Jonathan Morris, Fox News religion contributor, David Silverman, president of American Atheists, and Rabbi Spero, author of Pushback, Reclaiming the American Judeo-Christian Spirit. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
This topic really caught my attention because it brings up so much discussion, I think, for people sitting at home right now. Should this chaplain, Father Jonathan, have invoked what some believe to be partisan politics in his prayers, or maybe you don't agree with that?
You know what? It's a very, very fine line, but I think he's actually done a good job at not being partisan. And I've read everything that he's been praying in these one-minute prayers, and he's done a good job at it. But you always have to be very careful that prayer is about conversing with God. So any prayer that's meant to manipulate those who are listening in, that's not really prayer, it's a speech. But I think he's done a pretty good job. I hope he stays the course.
Rabbi, I don't think you agree with that, do you? Because do you think he crossed the line?
I don't agree with the content when he said that this has to do with stubborn pride. No, sir. No, ma'am. It has to do with a very important principle called liberty. Those of us in America, Republicans and those like myself and tens of millions, believe that at issue is a liberty question. Obamacare denies people freedom of choice in their medical life. This is a very important issue. It has nothing to do with pride. Religious institutions are being mandated to reject core principles because of Obamacare. That's not pride. That's, again, an issue of liberty and religious freedom. And the overtaxation in the whole Obamacare will make families less able to provide for their children, so it's not pride. It's a very worthy battle.
And David, I'm assuming that you don't even think there should be a chaplain.
No, there shouldn't be a chaplain at all. What this person does, and what every religious preacher does, is they take their own opinions and they assign those opinions to their God. They say, oh, my God agrees with me, it's objectively true, and this is the way you should behave. This is not what should be appearing on the Senate floor. What we should do is take the $500,000 allocated to the chaplain's budget and bring in some people to mediate the Senate. Bring in some economists to talk about numbers. Bring in some people to talk about the impact of this
We're already paying members of Congress, which a lot of people think too much to get nothing done.
There's absolutely no need, excuse me, there's absolutely no need for us to have a chaplain in the Senate. It is a direct affront against the separation of church and state. It excludes the majority of the Senate and the majority of the American population, and it's a waste of money.
Father Jonathan, let me ask you this. Do you think it's a good idea to preach about this, about the government shutdown, about the debt ceiling, Sunday from the pulpit? Is that a good idea?
I think it's very important that religious leaders take advantage of the opportunity that they're provided to speak truth of principles, moral principles from the pulpit, absolutely. What I do personally is I avoid naming names and avoiding falling into any sort of partisan politics. I should say that in defense of Chaplain Barry Black's reputation, he doesn't get paid anything for what he's doing. He gets paid. He gets paid. No, just to be honest, he doesn't. And since the late 1700s, the United States of America has recognized in the chaplain and in many other aspects of our life that religion actually is a good thing for society, while at the same time respecting the freedom not to believe.
This is not freedom. When every person in the country is forced to shell out $500,000, so that this man can talk for a minute a day and say things as if he knows what he's talking about. Rabbi, let's bring in somebody useful.
In the scope of the billions that many people think that we're wasting in this country, $500,000 may be a drop in the bucket. But back to the point that I'm trying to make here.
I'll take $500,000.
Do you think it's appropriate to speak about this at the synagogue?
I wouldn't speak about the political aspect of it, Obama versus John Boehner, but I would speak about the moral aspect of it, because when you have a budget that is so heavily laden with taxes that the American family finds itself overtaxed and they can't live the life that they work for, then it does have to do with religion, because family life, the self-responsibility, the dependence that we have on each other, those are moral issues.
I've never said amen to a rabbi, but Rabbi Spero, amen to that.
And I gotta say amen to the three of you, or as my daughter says,
we haven't drawn any blood yet. We haven't drawn any blood yet, but tune in next week.
No, but we had a great discussion, and I'm glad that we had a diverse panel. So thank you so much.